Salut everyone, c'est moi, Elisabeth, and today I am going to be doing my first reaction video in a while since taking my hiatus from YouTube and making videos. So we're taking a look today at one of Amber Lynn's most recent videos. It is a mukbang video which based on her most recent uploading history, this seems to be what we're in for, at least for the month of February, is pretty much nothing but mukbangs. So um, I am aware that she had a really great weight loss some time back. She lost 50 pounds, which I was absolutely very happy for her, and I hope that she keeps this momentum going. I do have some concerns whether or not she'll be able to keep this momentum going with her doing these mukbangs for every single video. But it is true that we're only seeing one meal out of these mukbangs. It is possible that she is still eating well when off camera. We can't be sure. We're not there, so we don't know. So we only have one meal to go off of. But I do hope that she is doing well, that she is making progress and continues to lose weight and get healthy because that is what her body needs. And due to this title that we have for today's video, Mukbang Medical Diagnosis Tuna Celery Boats, there looks to be a little bit of a concern that she may have some other medical issue at hand. I do know that recently she had a bladder infection that she was having difficulty getting rid of. She had, I think, tonsillitis, or it wasn't tonsillitis. It was actually a really bad cold or the flu or something. I know she's been sick, and I know some things came up from it, but I don't really know what her situation is. But now it seems she has some other medical diagnosis. I hope it's nothing serious. Maybe it has something to do with the wrist brace that's on her hand. Maybe she fell again, which I hope not. But, maybe that's what this is about. But I guess we'll find out. So let's just get into the video.
Hey guys, so welcome to a
Hey
new
girl!
mukbang. So I'm a little shaken up.
Really?
I got a phone call before I sat down. I had all my phone on my phone. Sorry, like I said, I'm a little I had all my food
Okay.
ready to rumble, and then I got a phone call. I've been playing phone tag with my doctor's office. So
Yeah, that
we'll get
happens.
into that. I had a few topics I wanted to talk about today. I guess we'll get around to them, hopefully.
Hopefully, girl, um, judging from your past mukbang, whatever you call them, from your past videos, you haven't really been discussing very much of substance, and yet you keep referencing this this infamous list of topics that you have of things you want to discuss on your videos while you're doing these Eat With Me um, shows. So, when are you finally going to get to those many, many topics that you say you have listed on that lovely notebook or journal that you're keeping next to you? Um, on Instagram, you keep posting, tell me topics or questions or things you want me to do during my mukbangs. And it's like, okay, first of all, why are you continuing with the mukbangs? This really isn't a good idea for someone with disordered eating, which you yourself have stated that you have. That you are a food addict, that you have difficulty with your eating. You said it yourself. So why do you do this? Why can't you just do a normal vlog or show us you doing some other activity other than eating? Get this off of your channel. That way you're not constantly being reconnected every single time back to food. This can't be good. Oh. I mean, the meal doesn't look terrible. The title said tuna celery boat. So, okay, looks like she has tuna salad in some celery. It looks like we have apple, pickles, and what are those? Are those rice cakes? I'm guessing rice cakes. So, I mean, I wouldn't say this is a terrible meal, but I just don't think a mukbang is the way to go about doing this. Why can't you do something other than eat?
So,
So,
obviously, we have an apple.
yes.
I want to start off by saying I have been having the hardest time finding a doctor that works for me. If you guys ever feel like something's wrong within your body, keep fighting for that. Because a lot of doctors kind of bypass certain situations. This recently happened with a friend of mine. She knew something was wrong. And turns out,
You know what? I know that she shops around for doctors. I've seen the videos where she's constantly going from one doctor to another. Oh, I love this doctor. Oh, I hate this doctor. I don't trust this doctor. Oh, this one was wonderful. Nope, I don't like that one anymore. I've been seeing that back and forth through her videos. But I will say what she just said about some doctors will kind of ignore when you say you have something wrong, or they'll kind of bypass. I will admit I have had that experience where I did have a doctor who it just seemed like would not listen to me when I kept trying to explain to him that something was wrong. And I won't get into all the details, but that does happen. That does happen where you have to be your own self advocate. I had to learn that the hard way because it was back when I was young. So that's true. There are times when you have to be your own self advocate and you have to be proactive in your healthcare. But in her case, I really don't think that is what's been going on. I just, I think she maybe doesn't either like what doctors have to say and wants to find someone who will tell her what she wants to hear, or I don't know, maybe have a physician that will coddle her the whole way. So instead of one that tells her, look, these are the facts, this is how it is. If you don't do ABC, then, you know, XYZ is what's going to be the result. You know, maybe she prefers to have someone who is more coddling to their patients. So if you found a doctor who you feel serves your needs and is good for you, then great. Okay. I'm happy that you have found a doctor that hopefully you can work with. I just really have my doubts that your past physicians were as bad as you tried to make it seem like.
out she went to a few doctors and they ignored her, and she was right. Something is very wrong. That's like personal. We don't have to get into that right now. Here we have tuna boats with celery. I'm sure this has been done before. I've never seen it. I randomly was like, tuna sounds good, but so does
Girl,
celery. So I just kind of came
I
up with this.
cannot
I
do
hope it's
this. You are
good.
too slow.
It was good.
Yeah, we're going to put this on 1.5 playback, see how
Yeah.
that works. Yay!
So, as you guys know,
Yo.
I've been through my fair share of doctors, and none of them seem to take me like as seriously as I would like. And I feel like when you have a doctor, you see someone, you should have like, you should feel safe when you're
True.
in their care.
True. I'll agree with that. I sped you up to hear you talk, not to crunch crunch.
Also have me
Ah,
pickles. I love pickles.
get to the point.
Mm-mm-mm.
Medical diagnosis. Get to it.
My friend Dana, which I'm sure you guys know her, obsessed with pickles. I don't blame her. They're so good. Um,
Can you
so
get to one topic and stick
I
with it?
mentioned that I went to the doctor. I think it's been twice in the last 2 weeks.
Right. Well, you had an infection for
I'm
one
sorry,
point.
That's so good. What I put in mine, tuna, light mayonnaise, pepper.
It's
and
tuna
garlic
salad.
butter.
We
And
know.
it's perfectly fine. That's just the fast version. If I was like, not in a hurry, which I was because I really wanted to film this for you guys.
When are you
Not
ever in a hurry, sweetie?
Chop up some onion, chop up some celery, which I already have. So you guys should definitely try this. It's so good. So, I have been debating back and forth if I want to sit here and like talk about my health.
Well, obviously you're going to. It's in the title, right? It's
I
not
guess
like you
moments where I'm
clickbait
like,
your health.
Of course I do. I want people to know what's going on with me. And then I have moments where I'm like, but do I want everyone to know?
It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, how can I best use whatever situation I'm going through? How can I best use it to make some money off of it? I mean, I'm sorry. It just really seems like that's what you're about, hon. It's not about doing what's best for you physically, mentally, emotionally, what have you. It's about what's going to get you the most views, which will then get you the most money. I and I don't want to believe this about you, but it just seems that more and more you prove that to be the case. So you throw out these clickbait titles, you ramble on and on and on and on about minute, pardon me, bullshit, and then it takes you forever to get to the point. So, yeah, it definitely seems like you're just talking to extend the time. I mean, I had to speed this up to 1.5 just so I can be able to get through this because you talk so slow and you draw everything out so far. And then you have to stop and crunch, nibble, crunch, crunch. And then you might eventually get back to that point after you say something about how good this is, how crunchy this is, how good, and how so and so told you about this. Oh yeah, by the way, I got a story I want to tell. just get to it, please.
For drinkage today, sparkling water.
Don't care.
Carbonation. This is the only sparkling water that I like. It's the brand Sparkling Ice. This one's the orange mango. So
I'm actually not a big fan of sparkling water. I prefer regular water, to be honest.
that hits just right.
Sparkling water just doesn't
mango flavored things
do
are
it for me.
So,
So.
I got rid of my bladder infection.
Good.
For a little bit.
What?
It's back. Hi.
What? No. Wait, no. You have had this infection since, oh my gosh. Are we talking November? Was it November? At the very least December? When you had this infection and you still have it? Okay, oh no. You said it went away for a little bit, but now it's back. That cannot be good. That is not good. What are you doing? Are you taking the antibiotics that the medical professionals prescribe to you or no? If you are taking them, are you building an immunity to them? Are you resisting the antibiotics? This could be bad. This could be really bad. Is this the bad diagnosis you're going to tell us about? Oh my gosh, girl.
I'm in a lot of pain.
Oh.
Majority of the time. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, hon. I've had UTIs before, and it gives me terrible back pain, so I know what a UTI feels like.
But
I don't know what a bladder infection's like, though.
from my understanding, UTIs turn into bladder infections. Bladder infections can travel to your kidneys. Mm-hmm. Then you get a kidney infection, and then you can get kidney failure. It's a process
That you want to avoid.
And every time I went to a doctor, they never did labs on me.
Wait. Now, hang on. I find that a little hard to believe. They never did labs on you? Hold up, girl. To my memory, when you had these issues with the UTI or the bladder infection, you were going to the ER, weren't you? Normally, when you go to the ER, at least in my experience, anytime I have gone to the ER, they have always done a battery of tests that include urine, blood, um, sometimes x ray, EKG, MRI, CAT scan. Depending upon what you're there for, may determine the types of tests that they'll run. But I have always, every single time I've ever gone to the ER, they have always drawn blood, drawn urine. That's always happened. So I I can't believe that they didn't do tests, didn't run any lab work. I find that hard to believe. I
Problem. Like they never did, and I just thought that was so weird because labs can tell you a lot about your health.
No kidding. They can tell you have a bladder infection. In your case.
I feel like I have so much food today, but so much to talk about. Give me a moment. I'm gonna do a little bit of eating.
Oh, please don't. Just get through it. I took a hiatus, and this is what I come back to. What are you...
I feel like the food wasn't close enough to you guys.
It was close enough, sweetie. I don't need a close-up view of the tuna salad. Thank you. Okay, seriously, do I need to speed you up faster? Speak. It's supposed to be a
You
vlog.
could do so much with this. If you don't like tuna, you can do chicken.
That's not what I wanted you to speak about. Oh. Hi, Ginger. My cat just hopped up on my lap.
I know there are channels reacting to me. Eating,
Guilty!
which is so bizarre. That's a whole other subject, but it's just funny because people who are watching the reaction channels are watching, so they're watching someone watch me eat.
Yeah,
It's a funny concept. So,
it can be.
I finally found a doctor who cares. She is, I wish there were a million clones of her so everyone can have her. Because
Okay, now hold on. You're saying that this doctor is so wonderful, so great. And I hope she is, and I hope that you finally find yourself with a medical professional that you can stick with. Because you have said things like this in the past where, oh, they're so wonderful, they're so great, they were so kind, da 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 da. And the next thing we know, you're totally downplaying everything about that particular medical professional. Or you're putting them on blast on YouTube. My God, what you did to your urologist and his or her office, putting that information on blast like that. Oh. So please don't do something like that to this doctor. Give her a chance, because I'm sure she has absolutely no idea what she's getting herself into by having you for a patient.
kind, sympathetic, understanding, super smart. Like she even drew like a diagram, but I could understand my body better and like kind of what's going on.
Okay, that's
patient.
nice.
She was like, "Do you have any questions?" And of course I did because I'm worried about my health.
Crunch. I'm sorry, I just laughed at my own joke. Oh gosh, I don't know why I found that so funny. I have questions about my health. I'm worried about my health, Crunch. Oh my gosh. All right. Now we're getting loopy. This is bad. All right. Let's get back to this.
She went above and beyond for me, and
All right, good.
I honestly couldn't ask for more.
The
I'm gonna
pauses
wear
to
earrings
listen
today.
to her eat.
Oh, I forgot. They were a cute pair too. Oh, oh. Um. So
You gonna tell us
she
why there's a
ran
brace on your wrist?
all of the necessary tests.
All right, good, good. She
Which
should have.
I didn't even have to ask her. She just knew what to do and what I needed.
I'm sure all the doctors knew what to do, but
Like, this is gonna sound ridiculous, but you guys know I'm an emotional person. I cried to her
okay.
because when I go to so many doctors and like I get the same outcome every time, it's kind of like I start to think I don't care anymore. Like, I'm just gonna give up, you know. But this was my last chance to fight for myself, and it was so relieving. It was like the weight like was taken off my shoulders that I found her. It was like she was placed.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Um, okay. I can understand your viewpoint about going to different doctors, medical professionals, and being given maybe the same kind of answer, the same kind of results. I've had that in my past too, where I had a medical condition that was causing some issues, but I was getting the same answer every single time from the different doctors I was going to. And it wasn't until I was referred to a specialist um, at the Cleveland Clinic, is actually where I was referred to, is when they ran some different tests and finally figured out what was wrong with me and what was causing my condition. So I'll go along with you there about that. But saying, are you saying that when you went to see this particular physician, you made the appointment or whatever to go see this physician, but you had come to the conclusion that if this individual gave you the same results, the same talk, the same diagnosis, what have you, if she gave you the same spiel that apparently you've gotten from other medical professionals, you would have considered that your last chance and that there would have been no moving forward from that? Is that what you're saying? What does that even mean? That you wouldn't seek out medical help ever again? That this was like you basically given a big fu to the medical community and saying you don't know crap because you can't help me, so screw you, I'm leaving you behind forever? What are you saying? That I don't know. I just that her saying that she saw that as being her last chance. I don't know. I don't know how to take that. That really puts a pit in my stomach when I think about that, because that really sounds bad. Um, Not only for her, for her health and physically, but even mentally and emotionally. I just that's a little worrying that she reached that point. So I'm hoping that maybe she's just talking in extremes like she usually does. She's using, hyperbole to make it sound so much worse than it really is, and that's not really what she was thinking.
In my life for a reason. I firmly believe that everything happens for a reason. Um, so
All right, so you got a great
she
doctor.
did my labs and she told me I will call you if anything shows.
All right, that's normal. Yep.
I have never had anything ever. It was fasting labs, by the way.
That's
So,
normal too.
okay. I didn't eat for 16 hours because I wanted to be. Plus,
You only
I've
have
been
to
doing
fast for
fasting
like
anyways
8,
with
don't
the whole
you?
16-hour thing, so it was really easy for me. Do I get hungry towards the end of it? Duh. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to do that, a year ago. But so it was fasting labs, so everything was able to be seen and figured out, right?
All right. Yeah. God. talk. Crunch.
So, my phone is always on silent.
What's this got to do with
I used to
anything?
have the vibration turned off. And so when someone calls me or texts me, I don't know. Until
You're
I look at my
expecting a
phone.
call from your doctor and you keep the
I
phone
don't
on
get many calls
silent. That
anyway,
makes
so it's no big deal. And
sense.
texting, you can reply to that when you want. So, the office closes where I go and get seen at a
Yeah.
certain time every single night.
That's called business hours.
I'm sitting here. I was working on my puzzle because I've been puzzle obsessed, very therapeutic. Me and my friend were texting each other, so I'd look at my phone randomly and reply. And I happened to notice a number called me, and I was like, what is this? Usually when that happens, I'll call back. So I called back.
And
I wasn't expecting it to be my doctor's office because they were closed. It was nighttime.
are you not familiar with after hours?
It was 2 hours after the office closed, which
Yeah, it's called after
Oh,
hours
that's
service
weird.
or something.
So I called and no one was answering. That's probably why, because they were closed.
They'll
They
call you to
called
say,
me
"Hey,
2
your
hours
results are in,
after
your
the
labs
door
are
closed.
in, and to,
I missed the
call this
call by
number,
2
call that
minutes. So I want
number."
to make that be known. So it was 2 minutes after they called me. I tried calling back and no one was answering. I think it's because they didn't know it was me. That it could have been like anyone.
Because they didn't know it was
It
you.
makes sense.
That would be too funny. They didn't know it was me. Or maybe they did and they thought, "Oh crap, Amerlyn Reed's calling us. Don't answer, don't answer." Right, yeah. I called back and I guess they didn't know it was me. Hun, this is what happens during after hours like services. They call, they're not always able during the business day to make those calls. Maybe they're doing other things like running tests and checking charts and other stuff like that. Doctors are busy and doctors' offices are very busy. I mean, that's how I got my information that my results were in and that I needed to contact my doctor. They called me after hours to let me know my results were in and that I needed to speak with my doctor right away. So I was to call her the next day during business hours. I'm pretty sure that's standard. It wasn't because they were trying to avoid your call or that they saw your name pop up on the voicemail and thought, "Oh crap, nope, don't want to talk to her." um,
So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call when I wake up. I called when I woke up, and again, no answer. So this time I left a voicemail. Well, the head office answered, and then they transferred me, and that's where they didn't answer because clearly they were busy. So I just left a voicemail.
right?
The whole night, last night, I was nervous.
I can
have
relate.
some more things going on with my body that I won't share with YouTube. Mainly because it's like, I might have mentioned it in passing, which I later on regretted, but I'm worried about my health. You can only be this big for so long until something tragic happens.
You're just now figuring that out? Hun, you've been going on like this for what, 6 years?
What worries me
7?
most is like, they called me after hours. So I was thinking something like in my labs were like bad, okay? Something did show up, okay? The only time something has ever showed up in my labs is every time I have cellulitis. Because obviously it's an infection. And usually I have a very high white cell count in my blood when I have cellulitis. And that's the only time ever I've gotten abnormal labs done. And
All right.
when I say labs, I mean like getting my blood drawn. I'm sure everyone knows that already.
Okay. I can understand being nervous when you're hearing your results are in. I was that same way too when mine were in. So, yeah, I get it.
which I've been very grateful for my body.
Your body's
Never
been through a lot,
getting
sweetheart.
back bad labs, My first thought was, well, I had two. Something really is wrong with my kidneys, which they'd be able to detect in the labs, or I do have diabetes.
Either one could
Neither
be
of those are it.
true.
Like I said, I was fasting. I don't have diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic. I am, I'm grateful for that. Still to this day and age, I am very grateful. It didn't look like anything's wrong with my kidneys.
All right, good, good.
Okay, so that's good stuff.
You have a bladder infection, but okay, it's not affecting your kidneys. Okay, good. So now what?
Bad stuff,
Uh huh.
in my opinion, only because I've always gotten good labs, okay? First things first. Let's do the lesser of the two evils.
Okay. Lesser of the two evils.
I have a very bad vitamin D deficiency. Not surprised.
That's an evil. Vitamin D deficiency. That's an evil. I could be wrong, but aren't you able to improve vitamin D by going outside? Getting fresh air out in the sunshine? Doesn't that get you vitamin D? And even if you're not an outdoor kind of person, you could just simply take like a vitamin or something? Isn't that all you have to do to improve your vitamin D? That's an evil? Okay. All right. Okay. She is, you know, morbidly obese, very overweight. Maybe that is something that could be serious. I don't know. I am not a medical professional, so I don't know how much a vitamin D deficiency can affect the body. So maybe this is something that could be potentially serious for her. I don't know. But it just seems like, okay, a vitamin D deficiency, that should be something that can be easily remedied. Am I right?
For something like that to show up in your labs, you must be pretty freaking low, because I have been told
I
by
guess
several
so.
doctors in the past that it's very common for a lot of people to be low, and like, do you call them nutrients, vitamins, like whatever. But
Yeah.
it's never to the point where,
Because we
oh my
don't
god, you
eat
gotta
right.
take
We
this
don't
pill,
eat
that
how
pill,
we're
this pill, that
supposed
pill.
to. So it's common
So what
for
my doctor did
people to be low in
is
different vitamins.
she called in an actual prescription for vitamin D that I have to take one time weekly for 8 weeks. And I'm just like, okay,
Okay,
I'm
so maybe in your particular case, your deficiency is so low that she felt in order to get it to where it needs to be, you need to be on prescription strength medication or vitamin or however that works. And you're only having to take it once a week for 8 weeks. That's actually not that bad. And if by doing that you're able to get your levels back up where they need to be and your doctor is happy with your numbers, then after that what she might do is maybe tell you that all you have to do is take a multivitamin or something along those lines. And you won't have to take a prescription strength supplement for vitamin D. So, that could work out for you. Maybe she's just trying to get your numbers back up.
I'm shocked. But that's not where it ends. And I know a lot of people are probably like, that's all that's wrong with you. You have, like, vitamin D can cause depression. It can cause, like, low vitamin D, sorry. It can cause a lot of, like, side effects. And so can the next thing that I'm about to tell you guys, which actually scares me more.
Okay.
I just feel kind of taken aback a little bit, because A, this isn't the life I wanted for me. Everything already scares me, you guys.
None
I
of us
have,
want
like, a
this
fear
for
about
you,
everything.
Amber. We want you to be better.
So,
What is it, girl?
um, like I said, this one doesn't surprise me. Sorry. I was looking down at my puzzle, because you guys again are sitting on my puzzle. I am anemic.
Okay, so am I. That's all? Okay. Hey, I'm anemic. I can tell you how to solve this. You eat iron-rich food, you take a multivitamin, and you take an iron supplement. That's what I have to do. The diet alone didn't work to get my levels back up and to alleviate my symptoms. I'm not sure what her symptoms may be. For myself, they were manifested in a pretty extreme way with exhaustion and fatigue and just looking like a walking zombie in my experience. So I'm not sure if she had any of the symptoms, but apparently her blood work came back to show that her numbers were low. So if that's the case, okay, start eating iron rich food, take a multivitamin, and take your iron supplement, and you should be golden. But then again, I am not a medical professional. I am not a doctor. I am only speaking from my experience with anemia, and that is what I'm having to do in order to address it. So that's probably what you're going to be expected to do. So vitamin D deficiency, lesser of the two evils. So the big diagnosis is that you're anemic. That's the big diagnosis. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm not going to knock it. Okay. I will admit that when I was informed that I was anemic, it was a bit of a shock to me. I didn't know exactly what that meant, what I was going to have to do. So, okay, I get it. It did scare me. It worried me. I mean, for myself, it worried me more because of the symptoms I was having and the way this issue with my low iron in my blood was having an effect on my body and essentially my mind, the way it was, you know, causing a detriment to my everyday life. Now, I'm not sure how it may have been affecting you, but, for me, yes, that was very scary. So I can relate to this. So if you're calling this the worst of the two diagnoses, okay, I will give you that. I will give you that. It's not as bad as you're making it seem like. It's addressable. It's completely within your control to to address, to alleviate. So it's not that bad. So I understand the stress, I understand the fear, but it's okay. You are going to be okay as long as you do what the doctor tells you to do.
I found out 5 minutes prior to filming this. Let's do a little. Yeah, this ain't gonna work. And that scares me.
I get
I'm
it.
not surprised.
But you're going to be okay. Just do what your doctor tells you.
Because there is something. I know exactly what's causing it. Point blank, period.
You know what's causing it?
But being anemic is no joke. I know a lot of people out there are anemic, so don't come for me. This is just new news for me. Oh. They want me to get a multivitamin with iron. Okay, first of all.
Okay, that sounds right. Yeah. Yep.
If you guys have been watching my channel for 6 years, I have bought multivitamins upwards to 10 times, and not once have I taken them. Maybe one time I popped one in my mouth.
Are we surprised?
Take me some multivitamins. Ooh, so healthy, but I never take them, okay?
So you bought them and they just sat on a counter.
Because, I don't know, I'm too lazy.
You said
I really
it,
don't know why.
not me.
But they want, like I said, they want me to get multivitamin with iron.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote all the notes down of what they wanted me to do. So they want to see if me taking the vitamin D is it a supplement?
Yeah, your prescription supplement.
Chicken scratch has entered the chat, and then okay, so the vitamin D supplement, and then the iron multi with iron. They want me to do those things, and then I have another appointment with them in about a month.
Sounds about right. Yeah, to see how your numbers are doing. You're always so proud when you clean your plate. Good for you.
Like, in the past, even the most recent time, no doctors ever wanted a follow-up with me.
Wait, no. No, no. Honey, I'm sorry. I gotta call bullshit. I do not believe that. A doctor has never wanted to follow up with you. You're saying that not one medical professional that you've ever seen, whether it was a physician, general practitioner, ER, whatever, you're saying they never wanted to follow up with you? I call bullshit. I call bullshit. That's no. That is not real. No. You're all I cannot think of a time when I was given some diagnosis with some form of prescription where I was not instructed to follow up. Uh, oh, okay. Maybe, okay. All right. Back up. Maybe that's where I'm not understanding. It's not that the doctor didn't want to follow up. It's that you didn't want to follow up. Is that a more apropos description of the situation type deal, my dear? Medical professionals always tell you to follow up. If your symptoms aren't improving, please follow up. If this prescription is not addressing the issue, follow up. If you have this reaction to this prescription, follow up. They are not going to hold your hand and say, okay, now I'm going to call you on this day at this time to see how you're feeling, okay? No, no. They tell you, okay, you need to do A, B, and C, and if F happens, call me. If X, Y, Z occurs, call this number. Reach out to here. Oh, if this happens, you need to get to the ER. You know, there. I think that's what it is. She wants to have her hand held throughout the entire process. So no. Don't tell me that no doctor has ever followed up with you or wanted to follow up with you. No, no. It's that you did not wish to follow up with them. You did not follow through with being the self advocate that you need to be in your own health and proactive to reach out to them. You would rather they reach out to you. That's what's going on. That's what it is. Oh, please.
This one. Okay, I'm gonna do labs and we're gonna find out in a week what's wrong, and then you're gonna come back and do testing after this medicine, and then like just so on it. Like she is on it.
And did you arrange those appointments so all that could be done?
So I have an appointment with them in a month to see if the vitamins are working. And then I have another appointment with them actually. It's taken about 2 weeks to see if the antibiotic I'm on now for my bladder infection is working. It seems like no antibiotics
Good.
like me, I guess.
But I still don't believe that no doctor has ever told you, has ever not told you to do something like that.
This is a rice cake with caramel on it. These are so low calorie, but so just like satisfying and filling. And you can do
They are not satisfying and
Peanut
filling, hon.
butter.
I've had rice cakes before.
Good.
It's not bad for a snack, but they're not that filling.
I figure I'd have a little sweet dessert moment.
What about your apple?
I wonder how rice cakes are made. Like, are those
Puffed
actual, like,
rice?
I feel like it's not. Because rice is kind of high in calorie.
She is awed by the rice cake.
What do I know?
I don't know, hun. What do you know? Maybe you could tell us.
So good. I don't know. I kind of feel bad
Why?
talking about these things because it's like there are worse things happening to good people out there.
Well, this is your health,
anemic
hun.
And a vitamin D deficiency. Like, it's so stupid when I say it out loud.
Well, this is your health and what you've done to it. So
I sit here and I'm
it's
like,
important to
I'm scared. This is a
you.
big deal. When there's so much worse out there. I just feel stupid.
You don't got to trivialize your own health just because others have worse health problems. It's your health, it's your body, it's what you need to address. So do what you got to do and take some responsibility and do what the doctor tells you to do.
Calories on this meal are so low for how much it is, like volume wise. And I am actually leaving this meal full.
There's full and there's satisfied. There's not really any reason to stuff yourself. For the longest time, I always thought that my body was not satisfied unless it was full, unless it felt like, okay, I am to the point where I cannot eat anymore. I really did feel that way. And it's only been since really, paying attention to what I eat, to my calories, to, how I'm treating my body, that I'm starting to better understand that there's a big difference between being full and being satisfied. Like, for example, I used to eat cereal a lot, and I'll still have the occasional bowl of cereal for breakfast. I would fill that bowl almost full of cereal to where it would hold maybe probably a maximum of 3 cups. That's how much cereal I would eat, thinking, because I filled that bowl, thinking this is how much I'm supposed to eat of cereal. And when I ate it and consumed that entire bowl, oh man, was I full. Whew, was I full. Now that I'm trying to pay more attention to what I'm eating and how I'm eating, and I'm recognizing what serving size and portion size is and means, now when I measure out the cereal to the cup or 3/4 cup or whatever the box says is a serving size, and I measure it out and I put it in the bowl, granted that bowl looks somewhat empty, but after I put in a serving of that cereal and a serving of my almond milk, when I eat that bowl of cereal, I feel satisfied. I don't feel like, okay, I really need more because this bowl was only so full when I ate this cereal and there was plenty of room left for more, so I need to eat more. No, I don't feel that way because I have eaten the serving and I am satisfied by that serving. So there's no need to go back for a second bowl like I would sometimes do, thinking, oh, I didn't eat enough. I got to eat more. No, you got to get out of that mindset. So I think this is something that you really need help with. And if you were to go to, say, maybe therapy, because I don't think you have the strength of mind to figure this out for yourself, you need to pay more attention to serving and portion size and how that relates to your body. Because you may be surprised at how your body will start reacting when you start paying more attention to the serving size. You eat to satisfaction, not to fullness. Okay? I think that's something that would really be helpful for her, is to consider that concept. But I don't think she has the frame of mind or the strength of mind or even the discipline of mind to do it on her own. She would need help. And that's just not something she's willing to reach for.
I'm only dropping something, I swear it. So, if you're going through something out there and I made you feel frustrated or less than, I did not mean to, because
I'm only a little frustrated,
I know for
but
me sometimes, like,
I can kind of
someone's problem
understand.
and it being so just like tiny compared to mine, sometimes I get almost jealous of their problem, but then I have to realize that, like, their problem
You
and
get jealous of other
their
people's
life and their
problems?
body and mind and heart and spirit, that problem might be really big to them, because there's this saying that I love.
Just
what's
like your
chaos
problem
to
may be
the
very
fly,
big to
probably
you.
not chaos to the bee or whatever. I know I said that wrong, but that's the biggest example I can
No,
think of.
I think it's what's normal for the
good
spider
quote,
is
honestly,
chaos for the fly.
because it's true. Like, my problems that I consider, earth-shattering, to someone else might just be like a tiny little blimp in the road, So it makes me feel, like, kind of bad. talking about all this. Like, I legitimately feel bad.
That is
So
true,
if
but
you're going
focus
through
on
something
yourself and focus on
medically
your
wrong,
health. Get
I'm
yourself
sorry.
healthy.
God, why am I so like? I'm like so annoying. I'm so emotional and annoying. Because I know there are
Do
people
what
who
you
are
have to
watching
do to
me
get
who
yourself healthy.
reach out and talk
Don't
to me
worry
about their
about
health
other
issues,
people.
and you guys are always in my thoughts. Health stuff is scary because sometimes you're not in control.
Yes, it can be, and that's
Sometimes
true.
you are. You know.
Yeah, I get that. But your health is in your control if you would just take control.
That was a good meal.
Steer your boat toward the sun instead of over a cliff.
And if you guys are wondering, I hear noises. I think Eric's watching TV. You guys sit on this container, which has my shoes in it. That's the only thing I
Okay.
have that
We're sitting on
will hold my food and also
shoes.
show you guys my food. So you guys need to mimic that very meal. You're gonna leave it stuffed. Like I am full to the gills.
Again, you don't have
Is
to
that a
eat
saying?
to fullness.
It's
Just eat to
But, I hope you guys
satisfaction.
enjoyed this video. I don't know why, but I always have like maybe 4 things I want to like answer or talk about, and then I just like carry on with the same conversation the whole time.
Because you
I think it's
ramble.
because normally what could be said in 5 minutes takes a lot longer in a mukbang because you're also eating and crunching and
No, it only takes longer for you because of how long it takes you to talk.
Anyways, I'm gonna end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
I mean, my goodness, we have to speed up the video just so we can get through it. So no, it's not just that it takes so long to get through 5 minutes of content in a, how long was this? Like 35 minutes? No, it doesn't have to take that long, and it wouldn't have to if you would just simply talk to us instead of drawing out your words and drawing out the pauses and then taking such long breaks to eat with your food. Why can't you just do a simple vlog? I mean, you don't have to do these eat with me shows and these mukbangs and so on. I mean, who in your audience is asking for them? In all honesty, who is asking for them? Oh my goodness. So she basically rambled on for a good 25 minutes, and the real heart of this video did not come out until what, the last 10 minutes, 5 minutes, give or take. So the gist of the video was that she was given 2 medical diagnoses, vitamin D deficiency and anemia. She also has her bladder infection back, so now she's back on antibiotics for that. My hope is that she will follow the doctor's directions, do what she has to do to address these issues, and help herself. When she's expected to follow up with the doctor, that she hopefully follows up, that she keeps up with her prescriptions, even though she doesn't like to take pills or whatever. It sounds like you need to. So take your once a week vitamin D pill, take your multivitamin iron pill. That's, I have to do that every day. I take my multivitamin and my iron supplement every day. And I have been doing so for quite some time. And I'm doing well. So, I have hope for you that you will be able to pull through with these diagnoses as long as you do what your doctor tells you to do. And you follow up when you're expected to follow up. It's completely doable. Wow. Okay, so that'll do it for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram, my link is in the description. You can follow me at Elisabeth Dom de Chat. And we'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. A bientôt.